everybody. I'm Debbie here. Welcome to the next episode of the Dugout Crew Podcast. I'm here with Eric and Joey. And that shell shirt, Joey, that's what Angels fans are wanting so badly.
So it's funny because Mariners fans want the shirt. Brewers fans want the shirt. Angels fans want the shirt. It's starting a craze for bad ownership and selling the team. Imagine that. Imagine that. Bad owners are causing fans to want their teams to be sold to better people. Who would have thought?
I'm surprised the Mariners want it because they are on a hot streak right now. 21 games plus in August.
Their owner is not great because the A's almost, if not for Kirby Snead yesterday, the A's would have taken 2 out of 3 from a Mariners team that's fighting for a division title for the first time in 22 seasons.
Yeah.
They'll win 100 games at least, but I don't think they will. Not with 27 games left. They'd have to go 25-2 the rest of the way. It's going to be a long 27 games, though, for certain teams because the wild card is heating up. And the Red Sox, they can still play spoiler to a lot of these teams because I know the rest of the season they're facing mostly division opponents, so they can probably beat out. They can make the Orioles and they can make the Rays have to fight each other for a game 163, and that'd really be something because I don't remember the last time there was a game 163. I think that was 2008.
2018.
2018. Oh, it was only 5 years ago, huh?
I believe it was 2018 though, the last time that happened. If I recall. I know it's one of the years like that, but anyway. Because I believe it was that year because the Cubs had their opponent celebrate on the field back-to-back night.
Oh, that's right. I think it was Colorado, Milwaukee, and the Cubs were trying to fight for that last spot.
Yeah. How's everything with you, Eric? You look tired today.
Well, everything's been pretty good. I just got some news from the and we were talking about before we went on the air about those Angels players that got released. Well, we got some news about that. Since we're talking baseball. The Guardians picked up Lucas Giolito and Ronaldo Lopez. So,
wow.
So the Guardians.
That's what they needed was pitching because I know they're – well, let me get out of the A's here. Let me get out of the A's stuff here for a second. But the Guardians are only 5 back with 27 to play.
Right.
So that's huge.
Well, and more pitching is coming to the Guardians' way because Matt Moore also claimed Guardians claimed him off. So the
Angels lost, the Guardians gained because they needed pitching desperately because Bieber is not the only one. McKenzie's been hurt, and they needed another guy who could step in. So now they got Giolito, they got Matt Moore out of the bullpen, and they got Ronaldo Lopez, who can also pitch out of the rotation, but will probably be moved to the bullpen if they make the playoffs. So the Guardians have picked up some good pieces, but now their offense and Bo Naylor, Josh Naylor's younger brother, has just been terrible. They were talking about him hitting like 130 over his last 30-some-odd games, like 5 for 59 recently. So, the Guardians, they're 6 under 500, and if they make the playoffs, oh, my God.
All right. We're not done yet. We are not done yet because Hunter Renfroe is not with the Red Sox, unfortunately. The Reds got him.
Whoa. Really?
The Cincinnati Reds got him off waivers, and the only Dominic Leone for the Angels, a pitcher, now has gone to Seattle.
Wow, they're really, pardon the pun, but they really are selling off all their assets, aren't they?
Mm. Yeah, it seems
man.
That's 6 players, 6 different players that they've just because I know Ronaldo Lopez was a White Sox too. So the White Sox let 2 players go. The Angels let 4 players go, and they're all scattering across the league. It's not the fact that all these players are leaving. It's just that teams are trying to fight the cap and luxury tax. But then you look at a team like the Mets. The Mets still have all those players. They got rid of Scherzer and Verlander, but they still have to pay them all that money. So they're taking a huge cap hit for the next season and a half.
Man, this might be the worst year in Angels franchise history.
No, actually, it's not. They've been a team for 62 years now. They started out as the LA Angels back in 61. They had a really cool hat, actually. They had the little halo around the top of the head, and then they had the hat. The Angels used to actually have their players wear the halo caps, so.
Yeah.
That was a different time back then.
And the only Angels player did not get claimed off waivers is Randall Grichuk of the outfielder.
He's played for St. Louis, Toronto, the Angels. He's been all over the place. And I have to tell you, he's good at one thing, and that's hitting. He's not a good fielder. He's a DH at best now in this part of his career. Yeah. He's in his 10th season. So far this year, I take that back. He's been serviceable. He just played yesterday. He played in a game yesterday. He went 1 for 4. Game before that, 3 for 4 with 2 doubles and a home run. So he's there, and he's doing stuff. The only issue was he went from the Rockies where he was hitting. He had 8 home runs, 27 RBIs, and a 308 average, 365 on base. He goes to the Angels with no protection in the lineup. He went 17 for 101 with 4 doubles, a triple, and 4 home runs with 8 RBIs. He hit 160 in that lineup with a good team.
Wow.
With a team that actually knew how to hit like the Rockies. That's the core. I think they call it the Coors effect, where you're hitting in Colorado, and then you go to a different team, and then all of a sudden you can't hit anymore. It's not that he can't hit. It's just that, imagine this. He was one of the best hitters in that lineup. Taylor Ward isn't there anymore. I don't think Taylor Ward's hitting as well as he used to. Trout's out. Ohtani, he's still playing, but he's not 100%. So Grichuk is going to get signed to a minor league contract by somebody. May I bring up an example that we talked about earlier this season? Gary Sanchez. Gary Sanchez got released by the Giants. He goes to San Diego. He hasn't been hitting as well, but he was a sweet surprise for them. And then the Padres just could not get back to where they were, but that's just the thing that happens. And he's on the last year of a 5-year, $52 million contract. I don't even know. I think he signed that contract he signed it with Toronto. He signed it with Toronto in 2019.
Well, here's my question.
31 homers.
Yes, Eric?
Yeah, I was going to say, on the only non-Angel claimed off waivers by a team, Harrison Bader, who used to play for the Yankees, the outfielder, is now with Cincinnati.
Okay. Give me a moment. I'm going to go yell at Kevin for a second because I don't think he heard the news.
Mm. Yeah, tell me they got Renfroe and Bader.
Well, while you do that, Joey, I'm going to read over the news and then ask you some questions about.
Go ahead, Town Crier. Go ahead.
Town Crier.
Here are the injuries. Padres Jake Cronenworth is on the 10-day IL with right fist fracture. Orioles closer Felix Bautista is going on IL to some degree of injury to his UCL.
He hurt his arm while throwing a pitch the other day, and that guy, it's him and Cano for the Orioles. Yeah. That's why that lead went from like this, like a big old sandwich, to now it's about as thin as a slice of lunch meat. That's what happens. Yeah. You got a core that they got, and then their bullpen in 162 games, your bullpen has to be solid, but from overuse, I mean, ask the Red Sox years ago. Ask the Royals. They had they had 3 core pitchers. They had Davis, they had Herrera, and they had one other guy. Bullpens will get you the playoffs. Bad bullpens. See you later.
Yep. Reds, Joey Votto is going on the 10th day IL with that shoulder discomfort. Padres placed Yu Darvish on the 15th day IL with right elbow inflammation.
Oh, good Lord. You, Darvish.
Yeah. Blue Jays placed Matt Chapman on the 10th day IL, right middle finger, jokes, sprain. And Reds placed.
Ow! Flip somebody off and not drive it.
No, I was flipping Kevin the Bird because he says, "Oh yeah, they're both hitting under 250." Yep, World Series run starts now. All right.
Reds placed.
That's all I need is a smart ass.
Reds placed Matt McLean on 10th day IL with right up string, and the Blue Jays also put Bubba Sett on the 10th day IL with right quad string.
Well, that harkens back to last time we talked about that incident. He got hurt running the bases. It took him 3 weeks to pull him out of the lineup. Jesus Christ, get your stuff together. The guy got injured trying to run to second base 3 weeks ago, and now he's getting pulled out of the lineup. Put him on the IL when he gets hurt, and then when he comes back, put him back in the lineup. Don't play him hurt. It's stupid.
Yeah, Angels may have to say something about that. Dodgers right-handed pitcher Tony Gosselin, Dodgers right-handed pitcher undergoes Tommy John surgery.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that Angels comment there, David. All the Angels fans just got their torches and pitchforks and they marched to Boston.
Here are the accomplishments. Crawford has been inducted to the Rays Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, I think he played for Boston briefly. Carl Crawford.
Yeah.
Because I remember that was part of the. Because after he left the Rays, where he was an all-star, he went to the Red Sox, didn't do as well. Went to the Dodgers, wore number 3. He was just bloated, out of shape. That's what happens. Players get old.
Yep.
Players get old, and then you play in bloated contracts.
Indeed. Juan Soto has hit 150 home runs in his career. Cubs Jordan Wicks becomes the fourth MLB pitcher since 1901 to strike out 9+ in his MLB debut. Pretty impressive. And Diamondbacks Carpenter becomes the first rookie since Angels Mike Trout to record 20+ home runs at 40+ stolen bases. Are the only 2 rookies to accomplish this since 1977. And Astros Justin Verlander gets his 100th career win at Comerica Park, 6th player in 50 years to record 100 wins in a single park. And Jose Altuve, I don't want to read this news here, but except for the cycle at Fenway Park, look at that. And Ronald Acuna Jr. has become the 4th player in MLB history to have 20+ homers and 60+ stolen bases in the same season.
Yeah, not many players steal the base anymore, but I think he's on pace to have the first 70 steal season in years.
Yeah. Yep.
I think it was either Reyes or Juan Pierre. I don't remember. I can always look it up.
Yeah. And Blue Jays David Senior has hit 6 home runs in his first 13 games in his career. And Giants Alex Cobb I don't know if we saw this story the other night, but
Yep.
through a no-hit bid down to the final out.
Yeah, and then the Reds broke it up. I think it was Spencer Steer.
Yeah, that's crazy. I bet you watch those no-hit bids, all the time.
I mean, I saw a perfect game live. I just wasn't at the ballpark. It was Dallas Braden back in 2010. Me and my dad watched all 27 outs on TV. You don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
you're gonna watch one? And that's my favorite part. Every baseball game you ever watch, something different will happen.
100%.
That's Canseco.
Dodgers, Mookie Betts has had his career high 36 home runs in the season. And Phillies' Bryce Harper has had 300 home runs in his career. The Mariners has won their 21st game, which is a franchise record for longest streak in a month. And Mets, I should have put this in the transactions, but there's still a comparison that Mets are promoting number 4 prospect Ronnie Marcario, and Dodgers joined the 2002 A's as the only team in the expansion area since 1961 to win 24 plus games in August. And that's what happened, but anyway. Here are the transactions/club updates. Guardians DFA'd right-handed pitcher Noah Syndergaard.
And he's fallen from grace. That's too bad. You think about the Mets, you think about Matt Harvey, you think about Syndergaard, you think about DeGrom, you think about Steven Matz. They had 4 really good pitchers for a brief period of time. What could have been? They went to that World Series in 2015, got nothing for it. It's kind of like what happened with the Tigers. They had Drew Smyly, they had Anibal Sanchez, Rick Porcello, Verlander, and Scherzer. 5 great pitchers for a significant amount of time. Went to 1 World Series, and they didn't even win a single game.
Yeah.
Sandoval hits the 3 homers, and then they get swept, and they don't make it to the playoffs, to the World Series again.
Astros have activated Michael Brantley off the IL. And of course, we already talked about the news of the Angels waivers. And same with the Reds getting Harrison Bader. And in other news, oh crap. Oh, there we go. The White Sox last Friday had a confirmed shooting in the middle of the game, but we're not going to go into detail on that one because this is PG here, and we're prayers to everyone who was at that game. And Mets responded to rumors about Pete Alonso's toxicity in the clubhouse, and I'm going to read this off here. So this is bench coach Eric Chavez on the rumors, and I quote, "That's ridiculous. Whoever said that is dumb. It's just BS." End quote. This is Pete Alonso himself, and I quote, "I don't really put any marital into it because it's someone I don't know. If you want to say whatever about me play, that's fine. I just want to be the best player and the best person I can be every single day. And I just want the respect of my peers that I see and work with every day." And Steve Cohen has to say about this. "We love Pete as a Met. He's an integral part of the Mets. He's still with us for another year. We hope that we work things out. Even with Brandon, we worked things out in free agency. So hopefully we'll get a few shots at the apple and try to figure it out."
Well, Alonso has been there 6 seasons now, since 2018.
Yep.
And
Last
he
thing,
hasn't been to the playoffs once in 6 years.
Yeah, 2022, and I thought he came around in 2019. I mean, because that was his
5 years, 6 years, somewhere in there. He had 52
2019.
home runs one year, 53.
Yeah, rookie season. He broke Aaron Judge's rookie home run record there. So 2019 was, and he was an All-Star as well. So as you can see, 2019. 5 years.
Yeah, no, 2019.
Yep.
But all he's done this season is hit 39 home runs and drive in 96.
Yep.
This is the first season he's not counting 2020. Every single year almost he's been in the big leagues. He's done something significant. Yep. He's going to have his third season where he's going to have 40 and 100. He's hitting a career low, though, 220. He has only 101 hits, only 14 doubles. Does have a couple triples, but that's the thing. His toxicity is going to be what brings him down. He's not going to get a new contract if he keeps that up, because I get it. Big slugger, big part of the locker room. He's a young guy. I don't even think he's the youngest guy in that clubhouse, but yes, he was an all-star this year, but his performance and everything else, Buck Showalter needs to take him into the office and talk to him. That's what he needs to do, because you can't exactly just go around being a dick to everybody.
That's what the rumors say, and that's what the people that just wrote up their thoughts on it.
I'm just trying to put it out there. You cannot be a bad teammate. If you're a bad teammate, then the veterans have to put you in your place. There's plenty of guys on that roster that are well over his age. You got guys like Marte, who's 34. Pete's only 28 years old. You got older guys on that roster. You had guys like Verlander who could have talked to him and everything. You got all these veteran players, and for some reason, not one of them's taking them off to the side and saying, "Hey, Pete, you can't be like this. You can't be acting like this. You got an attitude. You can't be like this. Don't be A-Rod." Because A-Rod and Jeter didn't get along for years, but they made it work in New York. But Alonso is 28 years old. He's got a significant amount of talent. His career is just starting still. He's only in his 5th season. He has to keep it together. If he wants to be a career Met, he has to keep it together and make sure that he makes nice with everybody, because if he doesn't, then there's going to be problems ahead.
Yep. Hello there, Kevin. Daddy Dennis. And I want to ask you this, Joey. I did not expect these waivers coming, and I don't remember really ever seeing this before in recent history, because that's what NFL does. So I'm just asking you, how is this allowed?
It's not allowed. In the NFL specifically, when we think about players that were prima donnas, Terrell Owens comes to mind. Antonio Brown comes to mind. Antonio Bryant, guys like that. Randy Moss. In baseball, there's no real room for it. There's 25 players going out there, 9 on the field, 16 on the bench. You got your 5 starters. You got your 8 to 9 guys in the bullpen. And you got 2 to 3 bench players, with 26 players being the roster now. If one guy, because there was an incident in Tampa Bay not too long ago, B.J. Upton jogged to a ball, and this was when Longoria was still on the team, and they got into a fight in the dugout and said, Longoria being the captain saying, "You need to hustle after that baseball," because he jogged after it, and it turned a routine double into a triple, and all that does is you hold your teammates accountable for not being stupid and going off the rails like that. Yeah. One player does not make a team. Even on the bad teams, you don't want players like that.
Exactly. But I just don't know how exactly the Angels were allowed to do this, because it's, same with the Yankees, getting rid of, Bader and all that, and it's just like, how is this without a baseball? There's a trade deadline for a reason, and why all of a sudden I have to make my MLB The Show roster all updated again.
Well, waivers have always been a thing, David. Waivers have always been a thing. There's always been waiver pickups and everything. That's why certain teams get better and certain teams don't have the ability to keep these players anymore. That's why, for the most part, I'm sorry. I know I'm putting people to sleep. I'm sorry.
No, I'm awake.
But, no, I just don't want to put people to sleep with what I'm saying. But every time there's a waiver pickup, it's because it's either a cash drop-off, salary reasons. They're trying to get rid of a player who's no longer good, who's an old aging veteran. But what normally happens, I'm not saying it happens every time, is you get rid of one player, all of a sudden they go to another team, boom, they turn into this late season surging veteran all of a sudden, because the one who I'm surprised really didn't get signed recently, Nelson Cruz was released. Yes, he's 43, but Nelson Cruz is on the free agent market right now for a minor league deal at best. He's a veteran power hitter. He can make any team better, and he'll sign for league minimum, maybe a $800,000 contract. If you need a right-handed bat, I get he's old and he's not doing as well as he once was.
What happened with the Rays back in 2021 when they got Cruz? They just got better.
See, I forget Nelson Cruz even played for the Rays. He's been all over the place. It's like that Johnny Cash song. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. But honestly, waivers are there so players can be put on them just in case, because the A's had 3 players they put on waivers. Nobody wanted them, but of course, that's just the way things go sometimes. You got to have the ability to have cap room, though, because especially when you're playing MLB The Show, and I know you play it, I play it, Eric probably plays it.
I didn't know he played it. I thought he don't play for that game.
Well, I don't want to assume he plays it. I'm just saying he might.
Okay, sorry.
But that's the thing. If you're playing MLB The Show and you see all these guys, you see this trade block and it's like 35 players, are you going for the best player? God, no. You go for the best player, then you got to re-sign him later on.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things I always try not to do is I'm one of the owners when I do franchise mode, specifically franchise mode. I don't want the big money players because I know if I have a big money player and they're not hitting, just the other day, I don't think you mentioned this, Donaldson got released by the Yankees. That experiment's over. He got released 2 days ago from the Yankees.
According to what I read on Twitter.com, X.com, speaking of which, they said the Brewers are considering signing Josh Donaldson.
Well,
I thought I did mention. No, I guess I did not. But yeah,
no.
It's just like good.
He's played in the National League before. He played for the Braves and he helped them. So I think maybe in Milwaukee, of all places, he's got all those areas to hit. But here's the thing. I think he's a bit washed up, if you ask me. He's playing in a Yankee Stadium, and he can't – and I saw something that made me laugh. What was that, David?
The support that could have helped him, but no.
Well, that's the thing. Look at Matt Carpenter. Matt Carpenter, he got released by the Rangers a couple seasons ago.
Last year.
And he went off for the Yankees.
Yeah.
He all of a sudden could not stop hitting home runs. He had like 17, 18 home runs, and they got hurt. I don't know where he is now.
The Padres, I thought. Right now.
Yeah, and the Padres. He's hitting 174 for them right now with a negative .5 WAR. What he did for the Yankees in 47 games, 15 home runs, 37 RBIs, 9 doubles, 39 for 128. He hit 305, 412 on base, 727 slugging percentage. He had a 1.138 OPS, 2.217 OPS plus. He was better than half the league in 47 games. 2.4 WAR on his own.
Yeah.
The Padres gave him a fat contract, and now he's sitting on it. He's only getting paid $6.5 million, but when his last year with the Cardinals, he was getting paid $18.5 million, and he's worth negative 1.1 wins above replacement. And that's a huge drop off from 2018, where he was worth 4, and he finished 9th in MVP voting. So that's all you need to really know about Matt Carpenter and all those guys, because the Padres, they'll take anybody. He's got a nice mustache, though.
This is Matt Carpenter's contract right here.
2 years, $12 million, and he's supposed to make. He's got a $3 million signing bonus for a guy who's hitting in the 100s.
Mm-hmm.
And the Padres, as a team, 62-72. They're currently. Oh my God, their Pythagorean record is 73-61. That's how bad their fortunes have been this season. And that was with Tatis getting hurt.
Yeah.
I'm not saying everything happens for a reason, but their pitching has not been bad. It's just their offense has been awful. Hai-Sung Kim is the only one hitting over 280. Right, he's hitting 278 right now with 17 home runs and 29 RBIs. Soto and Machado, 249 and 262. Yes, Soto has 111 walks and 113 strikeouts. I get it. The guy is walking almost as much as he's got hits on the season, but you're putting the eggs in all the baskets. Tatis has struck out just more than, in fewer games. He's averaging a strikeout a game at 114 in 114 games. So, in other words, I went off on a tangent again, but still, free agency and waivers during the season are huge for certain teams. That's why when the Angels gave up somebody, they gave up 3-4 guys. The only one who didn't get picked up is Grichuk. Grichuk is going to find his home. He will find his home, and he will find a good place for himself. It's not where you go. It's how your abilities are used. That's why pitching is king and hitting home runs is not.
Yep. Anyway.
I was going to say, David, Eric can do it because he's Tarzan. You can't.
My shoulder's not my chest.
I know.
It's like you do this. You can. What? I can't keep myself away.
I know. He's waking up his shoulders. He's got a pitch today.
What a day.
Eric, here's pitching for the Red Sox, number 77, Eric Lima.
To me, I think Eric would be Rich Garcias. It'd be just like Rich Garcias.
Waffle. I remember him. Oh, man.
Because one of my favorite stories about that guy, and I'm glad I brought him up, there was a brawl at Fenway Park one time. He was in the bathroom. And one of the guys, I think it was one of the clubhouse attendants, said, "Hey, Rich, they're fighting." He's pulling up his pants. He's jogging out there.
That's the perfect time to go to the bathroom right there. Oh my!
Can I wash my hands first?
Well, it's funny that I mentioned him because they had a bobblehead. They called it a bobble belly.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it was a bobble belly, and it was
say that word.
And all you do is you shake it a little bit, and the stomach goes. Blah, 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 blah. I am surprised, on the other hand, they never did that for Bartolo Colon. Because there's that clip of Bartolo Colon in New York where he's in the dugout, he grabs his stomach, goes up and down a bit, and then he drops it, and it bounces like a medicine ball off the floor.
Oh my God!
Now, let it be known. I want to know, because now I have to look.
This
I
is
want
the
to
same
know.
guy who throws behind his back to get the out at first base, who hit a home run,
I know. I told my coworker once before. I said it as a joke, okay? I said Bartolo Colon would a home run before I leave this job. And it happened.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it because when I heard about it, I looked it up on my phone. I'm like, no. And the best part is that was a team that had gone to the World Series the year before. I think that happened in 17, 16, one of those. But that was his first hit of the season, and he just casually carried. I thought he was going to carry the bat around the bases with him.
Oh, yeah. These guys.
Because Bartolo Colon retired a few months ago now, at the age of 50 from the Mexican leagues. When he first started pitching, and this is one of the funniest things, he was 5'11", 170 pounds. When he retired, he was 5'11", 285 pounds. And they asked, and people wondered how he got that big. Because when he first came to America, all he ate was Taco Bell and McDonald's. So there's your answer. He was eating Big Macs and chalupas, baby. That was his diet. And it led him, people don't realize this, but he's actually got more wins now in his career than Juan Marichal. He has the record for most wins by a Dominican-born pitcher.
Wow, that's impressive.
And there was a commercial talking about how he lifts weights and everything.
Oh, boy.
He's lifting up bags of charcoal. He's lifting up a hog under the grill. He's lifting up racks of ribs, and he's going, ah!
Guy's an animal.
Yeah, 26.
Yeah.
26.
Bartolo Colon.
They called him Big Sexy for a reason. Big Sexy or Large Attractive, whichever one you like. But he had a gifted career after he left the Red Sox. From 2010 on, he was this fantastic pitcher, and despite the 50-game suspension, I'll give him that. That's the one damper on his whole career is that suspension. He won a Cy Young. He won a No, he did not. He never won a ring. That was another one. Because he was with the Expos in 2002. I thought he was on the Angels already, but 2004 and 2005 were his two best seasons as a pitcher. And again, that's just me. I'm a big fan of Bartolo. 22 seasons, 247 career wins. More than half of those came after he turned 38. From 38 on, in the last 7 seasons of his career, won from 2012 on, 2016, 10 or more victories. Even when he pitched for the A's, he just casually had a 2.65 ERA at the age of 40, 18-6. And he was an all-star at the age of 43. So, yeah, no, good on him.
You're talking about fun baseball players, man. Doing like crazy plays, like Bartolo Colon, Mr. Behind the Back, and he gets the out. I'm like, how in the world? And that guy's like, that guy's a little pudge.
Well, that's the best part is that almost was disastrous because Justin Bohr is 6'4", 265 pounds. He was the one who hit the baseball when he was playing for the Marlins that day. Yeah. And that was almost like a beer truck colliding with a donut truck.
Because those on ESPN starting.
Oh my God. The play of the day isn't a behind the back flip. It's 2 trucks running into each other. This is just going to be the episode. Us talking baseball because we know both of our teams are probably out of the playoffs. Boston is there. Boston did better than most people thought they would. They didn't expect to have a great season, but I give Boston this much. They're not the A's. They're not going through a sell cycle right now. They're not going through the cycle of players. Because I'll think about it this way. And I'm getting tickets. I'm saying it right now. I'm getting tickets for the final A's game in Oakland next September. Second season tickets come out. And people are already – you know what's stupid? 6 days. 6 days after the season ends. People have to – use their card or get their tickets renewed and everything. Guess when the vote is? The end of the season. for whether or not they were going to stay or leave and get the new stadium or not.
Mm.
They did that to A's fans. These happy-go-lucky people. The ones who have seen great players and they've seen disastrous players. Melton Bradley, for example.
Milton Bradley.
Yeah, no, the only guy.
Bob.
Yeah, the freaking guy named after the board game maker. Ejected more times in his career than most players. And the worst one was when he tore his ACL in San Diego. Bud Black had to pull him away from a freaking umpire because the umpires started chirping at him. And then he tore his ACL. And the commentator even said, Melton, would you knock it off? And then he said, oh, he tore his right knee trying to get to the umpire. You don't think that's going to happen to anybody. He tore his ACL and he missed the rest of the season for the Padres. If you want to compare players who were stupid, for one, I'm not saying all players are smart, but Carl Everett, when he played for the Red Sox,
the following is a public service announcement from David 3000.
Yankees suck.
This has been a public service announcement from David 3000.
That never gets old.
Whoops. All right, that's gonna be it for this episode. Thank you for watching.
Oh, don't do that! Not now. I was gonna say if he cut it off right then and there. Don't you dare! We're not done talking yet.
Yeah,
but Carl Everett and Milton Bradley. I think it was June 2nd, 2001. I don't remember if that's the exact date. Carl Everett headbutted an umpire.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he threw off his helmet and then he went like this. He hit his head against the umpire. David, you were maybe 3 years old when this happened.
Oh.
No, you weren't even born yet. Because David's going to be 19. So he was born in 2000.
20.
He's going to be 20. So he was born in the 03 season. So this happened
October
2
14th.
years.
October 14th, 03.
Yeah, which is funny to think about. October 14th, October 27th. October 27th, 2004. 2 weeks after your second birthday.
But he did win the ring, though, for Chicago, the White Sox.
Yeah, 2005. I think it wasn't him who talked about the dinosaurs and everything. Oh, that's right, it was. He talked about dinosaurs. That's why he got the nickname Jurassic Carl. That's one of his actual nicknames. Oh, my God, I'm so stupid. Why didn't I think about this?
Your birthday is 10 days behind me.
No, ahead of yours.
Actually,
behind me, October 4th.
He was.
Why did I not think of this before? I do Immaculate Grid. And you know who we've been talking about? He played for the Twins and the Braves. Bartolo Colon. I just got that one. Only 4% of people guessed that. But it's awesome knowing that guys like LaTroy Hawkins, Rich Hill, Octavio Dutel, Mike Morgan, all those guys played for significant teams, and then you don't realize that they did. Oh, God. Mets and Pirates. McCutcheon. I think he played for the Marlins. No, I think he played for the Mets.
McCutcheon. McCutcheon? Let's see, what teams did Andrew?
Oh, yeah, by the way,
played for. What's up?
I forgot to put this on the news. I told Eric this the other day. Red Sox, Jaron Duran. This season is over. He will have surgery to repair bad case of turf toe.
Turf toe.
Turf toe is terrible because you can't walk with that. You can't play on it. And people say, "How do you get turf toe?" And it's just like it's not as simple as you think. You don't go and step on turf and say, "Oh, I got turf toe."
Jeez.
Isn't it? I don't know what type of toe injury Aaron Judge got in Dodger Stadium. Is that the same one?
No. You want to know why he got hurt? Because he's a 285-pound man running full speed and breaking the damn gate at Dodger Stadium.
I mean, like, what type of toe injury was it?
He broke his toe.
So that's the name of. I know, but like, does it have a certain name onto the injury, or no? It's just the same one.
No, it's called I stubbed my toe when I broke the damn thing.
Yeah,
because he kicked that wall about as hard as you can, and he did not stop running. He tore a ligament because he hit the wall so damn hard. He broke a ligament. He tore the ligament. He said, "Damn!" and his toe went. Ah!
Yep, that's what happened.
No toes can make sounds. Anyways, Okay. McCutcheon never played for the Marlins. He played for the Pirates, the Giants, the Yankees, the Phillies, the Brewers. Then he's with the Pirates right now.
Yeah, I love Immaculate Grid because it tests my abilities to know how many players I do know. Because there's been more than 21,000. There's been almost 21,000 players in the major leagues. Yeah. So few of them have actually made the Hall of Fame. Do I think the Hall of Fame will ever have 1,000 people in it? No, that's too much of a crowded house.
I'm glad there are Big Poppies in there, man. I was really happy for him.
Well, Ortiz was going to make it. Manny was not. Yeah.
Ortiz, but I think Ortiz made more of an impact than Manny did, especially for the Red Sox.
Well, that's true. That's very true,
and it shows too. You know, Manny did play a part in the Red Sox winning the first two World Series. They
2004 specifically. It was the 2004 World Series.
2004. And you know what the cool thing about the 2004 team is? There was one Red Sox player that came back to end his career with the team he originally played for, and that was the Red Sox, and that would be Ellis Burks.
Right. Because he played for the Rockies, he played for the Giants, he played for the Indians, and he played for the Red Sox.
Yeah.
And he was part of the Blake Street Bombers.
Yeah.
That was the Rockies team that had the Ellis Burks, Vinny Castilla, Dante Puchette, and there was four of them. It was before Todd Helton. Todd Helton came around in 97.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. Looks like there's a ghost on your screen, David.
Yeah, Ellis Burks, and he originally started with the Red Sox, and when I heard that he signed back with the Boston, I'm really excited about it because he wants to end the career with the team that he began with.
And he got a ring.
And came down Logan Airport with the trophy. He must be as happy as a lark when he decided to do that. And who was, how you go out, breathe with the team that broke the curse. You know what I mean?
Well, there's one. I'm sure you don't remember this guy, but Curtis Laskanik.
Oh, that's another guy that was a main player in that bullpen.
And then there was Mike Myers, the only guy who could throw from farther down south in Australia.
Yeah, freaking sidewinding arm. Mike Myers, the guy named after the guy who played Wayne on Wayne's World. Anyways.
Whoa!
It's pretty close up.
Whoa!
But the one name, and one obscure name on that team, I never thought we'd win the World Series with, Mark freaking Bellhorn.
Yes, the ex-Oakland Athletic at that.
Mark freaking Bellhorn hit 2 key homers. In the
3-run homer against the Yankees that ended up going, I think it was to left field.
Yeah, when it went left field, it bounced off the fan's chest. Umpires thought that was a double because they thought that was part of the wall. And then they looked at it and let's go. A home run. I'm like, holy crap. And then the other one, Game 7, kind of like the nail in the coffin in Game 7 of the ALCS. He hits it, foul pole. I heard that sound. I said, that's the hopes and dreams of the Yankees fans of beating the Red Sox in this game.
I don't know if you two know this, but when the A's were out of the playoffs because they had that series against the Angels, the last 3 games of the season of 2004, they finished one game out of winning the division because the Angels finished 92-70, the A's 91-71, ending a string of 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. 2004 would have been their 5th year in a row making the playoffs. And then the Angels go and get swept by the Red Sox thanks to David Ortiz, Game 1 walk-off against Jared Washburn.
Oh, yeah. Way back. Jerry, yeah, I know, man.
It's way back!
Yeah, way back.
That's the way I remember him saying it's way back!
But Mark freaking Bellhorn will be one guy I will never forget. I remember when he hit the home run in Game 1. Hit the foul, pesky pole, boom! You hear that boom, and everybody went nuts.
Deja vu.
So I was like,
I always wonder, is it a ding or a bam when the ball hits the foul pole? Because I've heard ding and then I've heard bam.
Well, usually it depends on how hard you hit the ball. If it bounces, because when Mark Bellhorn hit that homer in Game 1, you hear a big boom. I was like, what? It depends where you hit it too.
It hit the screen. They call that the screen.
Yeah, I think it must have been a mic there or something like the boom mic. As they hit boom, I'm like, what happened? That thing exploded. Something. I was like, wow.
Well, one of the greatest things I've ever heard of was people hitting a home run off the very top of the foul pole.
Yeah,
you got to hit the ball real high to get that off the top of the foul pole.
Yeah, it was so many crazy things that happened at Fenway Park. When Pablo Reyes hit that game-winning grand slam, the walk-off grand slam, hit off the Fisk pole, almost similar to how Carlton hit it in the 75 World Series.
There's a long drive. If it stays fair, home run.
Home run. I was like,
and they said that cameraman that was down the left field line, the one that was keeping an eye on Fisk,
yeah,
he got distracted by a rat going along the wall at Fenway.
A rat. Well, that'd be the curse rat because they lost Game 7.
Yeah, he went like this. He was focused, and then they turn, and then he gets Fisk going down the line. So a rat changed the course of one of the greatest home runs in history.
Yeah. All right.
And I met Fisk.
That would suck. Had that ball hit the rat instead, and it hits off the rat, and it drops back into play.
And I met Fisk 3 years ago. We went to Weekend 2020.
Well, people forget he was the first one, and he handed over I don't think he ever handed over the Pudge moniker, but people forget 93 was the year I think that Pudge retired. One Pudge went in, the other one went out.
Yeah,
because you had Carlton Fisk retire, and then you had Ivan Rodriguez.
Yeah,
and he was ridiculous. Ivan Rodriguez. You don't want to.
Dude has a cannon for an arm, so any would-be base stealers did dead ducks at second base.
Yeah, and he had a great career too. Texas, Detroit, Houston, the Nationals, the Yankees. He played for 5 different teams.
I think he played for Miami too, the Florida Marlins one.
Okay, I got Baseball Reference up. Let's see if Mr. Lima's got the right answer.
Because I know
if your phone goes off, yes, he did. 2003 was his only season.
Yeah, and that's when he won the World Series with them.
Yep.
Hey, I know some folks may not use Twitter anymore or X, but I just saw a post saying video and audio calls are coming to X. So I'm just like, what?
Whoop-de-doo. You're going to have a business meeting on your Twitter account, then people are just going to see your tweets faster. It's just like, well, am I hired? And it's like, well, Johnson, I saw your Twitter account. You are not. It says you're a Yankees fan, so we can't hire you for the Boston firm. I think one of the best commercials I saw for playoff baseball was a man wearing a jacket goes into a Red Sox. He doesn't realize it's a Red Sox theme pizza restaurant. He takes a bite out of the Boston pizza. He pulls down his jacket and he shows he's wearing a Yankees jacket. The guy throws a baseball and it misses his head. He looks down and he sees the big old B on the pizza. He drops the napkin and he runs out the front door.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for this episode here because I have some other projects I need to get working on because I have, I'll be busy this weekend, so I got to.
I thought you were going to go watch the Blue Wahoos play.
Oh, the Blue Sox? No, not today. I don't have.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen. Now preparing to sing the national anthem, David St. Dennis.
Never happening.
Can you say instead of singing the national anthem? I don't know what could be worse, Roseanne Barr singing it or David St. Dennis singing it. I don't know.
I know.
I'm not doing that.
I know. David's like this with the mic. He's like, "Oh, say, can you see?"
All right.
Everybody's gonna watch this video. Go, David's singing the national anthem.